In this video, I'm going to walk you through some techniques and tips to help you or your child answer percentage-related problems with more confidence and in less time. This allows the student to save time during the math test and have enough time to answer all or most of the questions. Before we start, let us recap what a percentage is. You can also visit the percentage tutorial video listed below. A percentage is a representation of an amount. It's a ratio that is expressed as a fraction of 100. The percentage is shown usually with the symbol percentage. What you should know is that the percentage does not equal the value of an amount. This is a common mistake. Please bear in mind that the value of an amount is totally different to the percentage. Let's explain this point in more details using the question below. Two classes that each have equal number of boys and girls. Find the number of boys in Class A and the total number of students in Class B. Starting with Class A, when we say the number of boys equal to the number of girls, this means the representation of the boys in Class A equals to the representation of girls in the same class. This also means the percentage of boys in Class A equals to the percentage of girls in the same class, which is equal to 50%. So 50% is the percentage of the boys in the class, but it's not equal to the number of boys in the class. So can you find out the number of boys in the class? In here, you can see that the total number of students in Class A is 42. Pause the video and work out the number of boys in Class A. Yes, it is equal to 21 boys, because half of the class are boys. Now let's have a look at Class B. 50% of the class are boys. The number of boys in the Class B is equal to 18, and so is the number of the girls in the class. Can you find out the total number of students in Class B? Pause the video and work out the total number of students in Class B. Yes, Class B has got 36 students. Now let's start with tips number 1. Convert any percentage value to a decimal value. It might be a lot easier for you to work with decimal values and smaller values than working with percentages. Starting with a couple of cases here. So if we look at the top one, 40% of t equals to 0.4 times t. 60% of t equals to 0.6 times t. 30% of t equals to 0.3 times t. And 35% of t equals to 0.35 times t. Now let's put the first tip into practice. What is 40% of 80? Using tip 1, 40% of 80 equals to 0.4 times 80, which should equal to 32. Tip number 2, convert a percentage to a fraction when possible. In some cases, it would be a lot easier to work with fractions than it would be with percentages, particularly in those three cases. So when you're asked for 75% of any value, it would be easier to work with 3/4 of that value, 50%, which is half, and 25%, which is a quarter. So 75% of t equals to 3/4 times t, 50%, which is half, times t, and 25% of t, which is equal to 1/4 of t. Now let's put this tip into practice. What is 25% of 80? So 25% of 80 equals to 25% times 80, which is also equal to 1/4 times 80. 80 divided by 4, that would be equal to 20. Keep practicing tip number 1 and tip number 2 in your head from time to time until you get the hang of it. If you want to see more of similar videos, then click on like or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add your comment if you want to see similar videos of a particular topic. If you want to view the next video, then click on Tips to Saving Time, Percentages Part 2.